Well, earlier this in our show, you saw Assemblyman Mark Jonig make a public announcement that he would be running for the city council for the 13th district come 2017. 2017 is a big year. Also looking for re-election in 2017 is Mayor Bill de Blasio, who has caused somewhat of a controversy. According to a New York One Baruch College poll, the mayor's approval ratings averages between 40 and 50% on different issues. Now, joining us in the discussion, we welcome now our political commentators, political and media consultant Bob Katzfatter, along with J.C. Polanco, educator at the Borough of Manhattan Community College, and we welcome you both back. And
thank you. Good morning.
Good to have you.
How many times so far?
Well, it's quite a few, but every time gets sweeter, baby. Every time gets sweeter.
More interesting news, too.
That's it. So let's talk about this. We'll start first and foremost with the news right here in our borough. Assemblyman Mark Jonig saying that he's going to run for the city council. Good move, bad move?
For him, probably a good move. Saves him that schlep to Albany, which all the legislators love doing. I was at his announcement, and it was a very good speech. He gave a very good speech. He was talking about, he focused on hard local issues and what he could do better in the city council rather than up in Albany, where he's one of a larger herd up there. In the city council, he's got more of a voice. He's got stronger position to take care of really hard local issues in the community down here. I have to say, the Bronx establishment in that district basically turned out. Just about every important local district leaders, local community leaders, very strong supportive turnout.
Mm-hmm. You know, he's assembly member. He's my assembly member for purpose of full disclosure, and if he wins that council seat, he'll be my council member. But I have to tell you, he's a successful businessman. He is to the Albanian community here, which is growing and vibrant. He's like what Espaillat is to us Dominicans, right? He's one of the guys that's a trailblazer. He's a symbol of a lot of pride for a lot of the people that live in that district. And quite frankly, he's a moderate Dem who fits the profile of that district. I think that there's a major primary, and I've gotten this far in my career by not getting involved in Democratic business, that's for sure. But I know that there's a Democratic primary coming up, and the Republicans are looking for a candidate. It's going to be an exciting campaign because the district encompasses City Island, Throgs Neck, Morris Park. It takes Pelham Parkway, parts of Allerton. So it's one of the districts that is a more moderate district, very diverse district. So it's going to be a very expensive seat to win. We'll see what happens. I hope to see a Republican come out and make it an interesting race. They're talking about former Board of Elections Commissioner, now our new chairman, Mike Rendino. John Serini, who's a insurance broker out in Throgs Neck, is also thinking about running on the Republican side. It's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, there's some Democratic candidates also, challengers also lining up. You've got Marjorie Velasquez, who is married to Jeff Lynch, who was Jimmy Vaca's former chief of staff. Jimmy is basically endorsing Marjorie. Be a little bit of a split in attitude in the community over that. You've got John Doyle, John Morano, former board chairman of Community Board 10. So there's a pretty good list of Democratic challengers. Mm-hmm. What's missing right now so far is Assemblyman Marcos Crespo, chairman of the Bronx County Committee. He is not said where he is going to go yet on this one. I suspect probably he will go with Mark eventually, but at the moment what I am hearing is that he is quote, waiting for the dust to settle on all of these challenges. It's a little too early for
I don't envy his
think a lot of
position.
other borough electeds are waiting to see where Marcos and County go.
But the reality is that Assemblyman Jonig is going to have an enormous amount.
Oh, yeah. And I think you can tell just by the story that Veronica did that there's a lot of support for Mark Jonig. I got to move a little bit further down into the city, talk about Gracie Mansion for a minute. Obviously, the mayor's looking at re-election, trying to run for re-election, despite the fact that you have this voters who disapprove by a 2-to-1 margin. How much of a uphill battle does the mayor have looking for re-election?
When was the last mayor that had major support in this city?
Bloomberg.
At this point.
I think Mike Bloomberg did. The reality is that Mayor de Blasio is awful. I don't care. No, he's an awful mayor, man. He's a complete fraud. And let me tell you what. Just 2 weeks ago, for Thanksgiving, his office finally dumped over 1,500 pages of emails that New York One and the New York Post sued of the mayor's office to actually make public because of violations of the FOIA laws. When we go through those emails, do you know what we see? We see these special friends of the mayor called agents of the city. These are people that make millions of dollars representing private interests. And these people sit in the room with the mayor as the mayor makes these decisions. And he won't make decisions unless they're in the room. There are meetings where he waits for one of the guys to come back from a vacation before actually dealing with an issue regarding buildings. Then this guy sits in the room, tells the mayor how he should decide, and then goes back and makes a killing off of the decision the mayor made. And then when he gets caught, he says, well, I went to my lawyers and my lawyer said it's okay. Guess who hired those lawyers? The mayor. And guess who put that board together, the Conflict of Interest Board? The mayor. This is not Cuba. This is not the Congo. This is New York City. We have ethics laws. The man is violating ethics laws left and right. And if there was a Democrat who came up and ran against him, I think he may beat this guy because, I mean, he's completely corrupt.
I think you're going to see several Democrats actually come out and run against the mayor. But go ahead.
Don't hold back, JC. Tell
No,
us how
he's
you
corrupt,
really feel.
man. You know, we play around these. People play footsie. This man is completely corrupt. If I told you this was happening in a Republican administration, the city council would be losing their mind. But not one press conference thus far, after reading 1,500 pages of emails, and nothing's happening? Are you guys kidding me? This is ridiculous.
So let me ask the question here, because Bob, we talked about he ran on the coattails of a tale of two cities, but yet and still, when we look at what's going on, you still have homelessness, you still have poverty, we still have gentrification that's moving along. How do you feel about the tale of two cities and where we are today?
All right. Well, first of all, I'm neither a naysayer or a fan. I'll just be being an observer on this. Anybody that steps into that job should be wearing boots, rain boots, okay? There's a lot of muck to go through. Homeless situation, this has been brewing for a long time. And it's getting worse. Gentrification is pushing it, development. Lack of affordable housing right now is creating a big housing problem and homeless problem in this city. I think he has accomplished some things. He has failed in others. He's gotten the pre-K program up and running.
Boy, if I hear about this pre-K program all the time. Seriously, this is his claim to fame. The fact that he started UPK. UPK, please, listen. The reality is he keeps talking about these 60,000 kids that are in pre-K.
Yeah.
But he doesn't talk about the 63,000 homeless people we have in the streets. We have 25,000 kids that are homeless today. And he actually has been the mayor who has caused this issue so much that his administration has admitted it. He's had homeless commissioner after homeless commissioner resign because he's just inept. That's the fact. And then what does he do? He goes ahead and sees what's happening in crime and tells the city the crime is down. It fails to inform you that crime is up in the public housing by 25%. And the violent crimes is in the trains is up by 38%.
Let me push in this area, and I'm sure you can jump in on here. Police-community relations and the relationship between the police department. We know from the inception of when he first took office, 2 officers being murdered and that whole controversy. How much has that gotten any better?
Well, stop and frisk has just about gone away. And there's not been a noticeable increase in crime because of the lack of stop and frisk. The numbers are down. You're going to have blips. You're going to have blips in the areas. Something starts going on trains. There's going to be a lot of iPods, iPhones. That's a natural target for criminals on trains. So that number is going to go up. And there are going to be units formed to fight that. It'll be attacked. Domestic violence, the numbers have gone down. You've gotten blips, but they form units, they form programs, outreach programs. Let's go back to the 70s. Let's go back to the 80s. Do you want it the way it was? Can you compare it to today?
Of course not, because Republican administrations fixed the city. I mean, you inherit a city where under Democratic watch you had 3,000 murders in the city. Now you have about 300. But let me tell you something.
You had good police commissioners
that we're not admitting.
Some good preventive programs to cut
Democrats,
crime down.
Democrats in this mayor have to stop lying to the city when they tell us that crime is down. Listen, crime is up in public housing by 25%. Crime is up by 40% in our New York City parks, and that's violent crime. 38% increase in crime in our trains. We can't ignore that fact. Listen, if you have a kid, and your kid tells you, school is going great, Dad, right? And then you look at his report card, and he has an A in science, an A in gym, and then 3 Fs, school is not going great. There's a big problem with the student. We have to address the problem that we have. And in the mayor's office, we have to know, why are these children dying under his watch? Why is homelessness so high? And why is violent crime increasing in parts of the city?
And then you see the numbers for the mayor for the second term. 43% of New Yorkers approve, 42% disapprove. Now, that's what they say for going for a second term. So it's about even right now.
Well, the question is, who's out there to challenge him?
You got a lot. You got a lot of names out there already. I mean, I just talked to Tony Abert the other week. You talked about possibly Letitia James.
Letitia James.
Those names.
Yeah.
Those names have surfaced.
Please stop
already.
mentioning
but-
J.C. Polanco, please. I'm not.
You're not right.
I love being here on Bronx.
The last couple of weeks, I heard that you were trying to apply for the Trump administration.
We'd hate to
so
lose you here.
No,
you know?
no.
You bring excitement to the table.
I can't leave BronxNet for that.
I understand. Well, certainly we'll have to bring you guys back. A lot to talk about across New York City. Glad that you guys can come and share a little bit about
Thank
what's
you so
going on
much.
in the neighborhood. JC and Bob Capstern. Listen, taking a quick break. Got more show. We'll be right back right after this.